Hello, everyone. Welcome to Plain English Podcast. Here we learn English in a simple, easy yours. Subscribe now and let's start learning together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Plain English Podcast. I'm Emily, and I'm so happy you're spending your time with us today. It really means a lot to us that you choose to learn English with our community.
Hi everyone, I'm David. Today we're talking about one of the most talked about days of the entire year. It's a day that creates conversations everywhere, at work, at school, online, and even in small talk with strangers.
That's right. Today's topic brings a lot of emotions, opinions, and personal stories. Some people absolutely love this day, while others try to avoid it completely.
Yes, this day changes how people talk, how they shop, and even how they express their feelings. And of course, we're talking about Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day happens every year on February 14th. It's known as the Day of Love and Romance. But it's also a day filled with expectations, pressure, and sometimes even stress.
And for English learners, Valentine's Day is actually very important. Why? Because it creates many real-life conversations that you will hear again and again.
Exactly. These are the kinds of conversations you need to understand and respond to naturally. If you don't know what to say, it can feel awkward.
Later in this episode, we'll share something very interesting. There's one phrase that native speakers use all the time in February. Many English learners don't use it, but they really should.
Once you learn this phrase, you'll start hearing it everywhere. You'll hear it at work, with friends, in cafes, and in casual conversations.
Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Plain English Podcast and join our learning family. We don't just teach vocabulary, we teach real English for real-life conversations.
And please stay until the end. We'll also share a very common mistake that even advanced learners make. This mistake can make romantic conversations sound unnatural or awkward.
Fixing just this one mistake can immediately make you sound more confident and natural.
Also, leave a comment below and tell us how people celebrate Valentine's Day in your country. Do people give gifts? Do they go out for dinner? Or is it not very popular?
We read every comment carefully. Your culture and ideas help learners around the world understand different traditions.
Now, let's start with an important question. Why does Valentine's Day create so many conversations?
That's because Valentine's Day is very personal. It's about relationships and emotions. And relationships always require communication.
Every February, people start asking similar questions. For example, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day? Are you doing anything special? Did you buy anything for your partner?
You'll hear these questions at work, from classmates, from friends, and sometimes even from people you don't know very well.
And these questions are not just simple small talk. They often reveal your relationship status and how you feel about it.
That's why knowing how to respond confidently is very important. The way you respond shows your personality and confidence.
Let's look at the most common question. Do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
If you're in a relationship and feeling excited, you might say, "Yes, we're going out to dinner at a nice restaurant." That answer sounds happy and confident.
If you're in a relationship but prefer something simple, you could say, "We're just staying in and cooking together." This sounds relaxed, sweet, and natural.
If you're single and feeling positive, you might say, "I'm just treating myself," or "I'm spending time with friends."
That answer sounds confident and healthy. There's no awkwardness at all.
And if you're single and don't want to talk about it too much, you can simply say, "Not really," or "I don't have any plans yet."
These answers are short and polite. They help you avoid going into details while still sounding natural.
Remember, Valentine's Day conversations are not just about romance, they're about communication skills.
The key is not whether you're single or in a relationship. The key is how comfortably you express yourself in English.
And that's exactly what we're here to help you with.
If you don't feel like celebrating, you can simply say, "It's just another day for me."
That response is simple, calm, and polite. It helps you move the conversation forward without making things awkward.
And let's be clear, that answer is completely acceptable. There's absolutely nothing wrong with responding that way.
Now, here's something very important to understand. In English-speaking cultures, it is totally okay not to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yes, it's completely normal. There is no judgment at all. Many people choose to skip Valentine's Day, and they are perfectly happy doing so.
You might hear someone say, "We don't really do Valentine's Day."
Or they might say, it's not really our thing.
When someone says that, it simply means they don't celebrate it. It's not a big event for them.
Maybe they think it's too commercial, meaning it focuses too much on buying gifts and spending money.
Or maybe they prefer to show love in different ways, more personal ways, more meaningful ways, or in quiet everyday moments.
And native speakers understand this very well. They usually respect that opinion and move on naturally in the conversation.
There's no pressure to explain yourself. A short, confident answer is enough.
Now, let's talk about how people describe their Valentine's Day plans.
Yes, this is where English learners can really improve their fluency. Let's focus on the verbs and expressions that native speakers actually use.
These are the phrases that make you sound natural, not like you memorized a textbook.
One very common expression is, "We're going out for dinner."
Notice something important here. We don't usually say, we're going to dinner.
That small word out makes a big difference.
Exactly. Going out suggests that the dinner is special. It's not just an everyday meal at home.
It often means dressing up a little, choosing a nice restaurant, maybe making a reservation.
Another very common phrase is, we're staying in.
Staying in means the opposite of going out. It means staying at home.
But it doesn't mean doing nothing. It often includes cooking together, ordering food, or preparing something special.
It might include watching a movie, lighting candles, or just enjoying a quiet evening together.
This kind of celebration is often described as low-key.
Low-key means simple, relaxed, and not too dramatic.
It's personal, comfortable, and cozy. And that word cozy is very common around Valentine's Day.
Yes, people love to describe their plans as cozy, meaning warm, comfortable, and intimate in a soft way.
You might also hear someone say, we're planning something special.
That's a slightly mysterious answer. It doesn't give details, but it creates curiosity.
Or someone might say, I have a surprise planned.
The word surprise is very common in romantic conversations.
Another useful phrase is, we're keeping it simple this year.
That suggests maybe in the past they did something big, but this year they prefer something more relaxed.
You see, these small expressions, going out, staying in, keeping it simple, planning something special, they make your English sound real.
And the key is noticing these little words. Words like out, in, simple, and special change the meaning and feeling of the sentence.
That's why listening carefully to native speakers is so important.
Because fluency is not just about grammar, it's about natural expression.
And Valentine's Day conversations are a perfect opportunity to practice that.
When people respond confidently about Valentine's Day, it shows cultural understanding. It shows that they feel comfortable with their choices.
Yes, and some people even talk about Valentine's Day in a humorous way. They use jokes to feel more relaxed and confident.
For example, someone might say, Valentine's Day is just for couples.
Or they might laugh and say, I'm perfectly fine being single on Valentine's Day.
Statements like these show confidence and self-respect.
Exactly. There is no shame at all in being single. In fact, confidence is very attractive in any language.
And speaking of alternatives, there's actually a fun celebration on February 13th.
Yes, it's called Galentine's Day.
Galentine's Day is about female friends celebrating their friendship together.
It became popular because of the TV show Parks and Recreation, and since then it has grown into a real cultural trend.
Today, more and more friends celebrate it every year.
Friends might say, let's do a Galentine's Day brunch together.
Or they might say, we're having a girls' night instead.
This is such a positive alternative. It focuses on friendship rather than romance.
And it reminds us that love isn't only romantic. It can also be about friendship and support.
Now, here's something very important for English learners. Many learners feel nervous when talking about romantic feelings.
Yes, they often feel unsure about which words to use. They want to sound natural, not awkward.
Maybe you want to say something romantic.
Maybe you want to make someone feel special and appreciated.
So, what expressions do native speakers actually use?
A very common and natural phrase is, I just wanted to tell you how much you mean to me.
This sentence is simple and heartfelt. It's not dramatic, but it feels sincere.
Another common sentence is, I really appreciate everything you do for me.
That shows gratitude and awareness. It shows that you notice the other person's efforts.
And gratitude is often more powerful than dramatic romance.
You can also say something very simple, like, you make me so happy.
That sentence is short, but it carries real emotion.
There's no need to overthink it. Simple language often feels the most genuine.
Now, let's talk about a common mistake many English learners make.
Many learners use language that is too dramatic.
And when it's too dramatic, it can sound unnatural.
Sometimes it even sounds awkward or like a movie script.
For example, saying, my heart belongs to you forever, sounds like a line from a romantic film.
It's beautiful, but it's not something people usually say in everyday conversation.
It can feel too intense for a casual Valentine's Day talk.
Native speakers usually keep things simple. They focus on honesty rather than poetry.
For example, I love spending time with you sounds much more natural than every moment with you was like paradise.
The difference is very clear. Simple language sounds real.
Natural language always works better in real conversations.
Now, another mistake learners make is translating romantic phrases directly from their own language.
Yes, cultural expressions don't always translate well into English.
What sounds sweet in one language might sound strange or overly dramatic in English.
The best approach is to use simple English.
Be honest, be clear.
Don't try to sound like a romantic movie character.
Just be yourself. That's always more powerful.
Now, let's talk about Valentine's Day conversations at work.
Office conversations are usually light and casual.
A coworker might ask, any fun plans for Valentine's Day?
This question is friendly. It's not meant to be too personal.
Good answers are short and professional.
For example, you can say, just dinner with my partner.
Or you can say, just a quiet night in.
These answers share a little information, but not too much.
And that balance is very important in professional settings.
You want to sound friendly, but also respectful of boundaries.
That's part of cultural fluency, knowing not just what to say, but how much to say.
Some offices even organize small Valentine's Day events. They might decorate the break room or bring in snacks for everyone.
Yes, sometimes there are little treats waiting in the kitchen or near the coffee machine.
You might hear someone say, there are Valentine's cookies in the kitchen.
Or help yourself to some chocolate in the break room.
These events are usually very casual and completely optional.
If you don't feel like joining, you can politely say, thanks, but I'm good.
Or you could say, that's sweet, but I'll pass.
Both responses are polite and perfectly acceptable in a professional setting.
People also like to joke about Valentine's Day at work.
Yes, light complaining can actually be a way to bond with coworkers.
Someone might say, thank God Valentine's Day is almost over.
And others might laugh and say, I know, right?
Another common joke is, my wallet is much lighter after Valentine's Day.
Many people can relate to that, especially if they bought gifts, flowers, or went to a fancy restaurant.
These small jokes help create connection in the office.
They make people feel relaxed and comfortable around each other.
Now let's talk about cultural differences.
Valentine's Day is not celebrated the same way everywhere.
In the United States, it is highly commercial.
Restaurants are often fully booked weeks in advance.
Flower prices increase quickly, and chocolate sales grow dramatically.
In the United Kingdom, the celebration is similar, but sometimes a little less commercial.
Flowers and chocolates are still common gifts. Romantic dinners are popular, and greeting cards are often exchanged.
The celebration is still meaningful, but it may feel slightly less intense than in the US.
In Australia, Valentine's Day has a completely different atmosphere.
That's because February is summer there.
The weather is warm and sunny.
Beach dates are common and outdoor activities are very popular.
This creates a relaxed and bright seasonal feeling.
In Canada, however, the experience is completely different.
February is cold and snowy in most parts of the country.
Because of that, people often prefer cozy indoor dates.
Restaurants are still busy, and the celebration is similar to the United States.
It follows the typical commercial style, but with a winter atmosphere.
Understanding these cultural differences is very helpful.
It makes your conversations deeper and more meaningful.
When someone talks about their Valentine's Day plans, knowing their cultural background helps you understand their experience better.
Now, let's move to February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
This is when people start sharing stories about what happened.
A very common question is, how was your Valentine's Day?
Another one is, did you do anything fun yesterday?
These are friendly follow-up questions.
They show interest and help continue the conversation.
Some people respond very enthusiastically.
They might say, it was amazing, or we had such a great time.
These answers clearly show happiness and satisfaction.
The speaker wants to share their joy.
Other people might sound more neutral.
They could say, it was okay.
Or, nothing special.
That sounds understated.
It might mean their expectations were not fully met.
Some people prefer to use humor.
They might laugh and say, well, we survived another one.
That's self-deprecating humor.
It shows they aren't taking the holiday too seriously.
Single people might joke as well.
They could say, just another Tuesday for me.
That keeps the conversation light and relaxed.
It also helps them move forward without awkwardness.
Now, here's something very important.
How do you respond if someone had a bad Valentine's Day?
Showing empathy is essential.
Use gentle and supportive language.
For example, you can say, I'm sorry to hear that.
Or, that must have been disappointing.
Or you could say, I hope next year is better.
These responses show kindness and emotional intelligence.
You don't need to give advice.
You just need to show understanding.
And that's what good communication is really about. If someone tells you their Valentine's Day didn't go well, you can say, I'm sorry it didn't go as planned.
That response shows understanding and emotional awareness.
It respects their feelings and doesn't push them to share more than they want to.
Another gentle response is, that's too bad.
Or you could say, maybe next year will be better.
That sounds hopeful and kind. It focuses on the future instead of the disappointment.
Sometimes just listening carefully is enough.
Yes, you don't always need to give advice.
You can say, that sounds frustrating.
Or, I understand why you'd feel that way.
These simple phrases are very powerful.
They show empathy, which is one of the most important communication skills in English.
Now let's talk about anti-Valentine's Day language.
Some people genuinely dislike the holiday.
You might hear someone say, I hate Valentine's Day.
But often that's said jokingly.
Yes, it usually expresses frustration, not real hatred.
Some people even say, Valentine's Day is a scam.
In this context, a scam means it feels fake or too commercial.
So how should you respond if someone says that?
It depends on your opinion.
If you agree, you can validate their feelings by saying, yeah, it does feel a bit commercial.
If you disagree, keep it light.
You could say, I guess different people enjoy different things.
That sentence works in almost every situation.
It's neutral, respectful, and avoids conflict.
Now let's talk about Valentine's Day expressions.
These expressions appear everywhere in February, in advertisements, movies, and conversations.
One common phrase is, love is in the air.
That means people are feeling romantic.
Another expression is, wearing your heart on your sleeve.
That means showing your emotions openly and honestly.
You might also hear head over heels.
That means being completely in love with someone.
These expressions are extremely common.
Knowing them helps you understand English better, especially during February.
Now let's talk about avoiding Valentine's Day conversations.
This is very useful if you feel uncomfortable.
If someone asks about your plans, you can say, "I'm keeping it low-key."
That response is polite and slightly vague.
It doesn't give too many details.
You could also say, nothing too exciting.
And then quickly ask, "How about you?"
That shifts the focus away from you.
Another option is, "I'd rather not make a big deal about it."
That sets a gentle boundary.
Most people respect that immediately.
Humor works very well too.
You could smile and say, "Ask me again on February 15th.
That's playful and friendly.
It changes the subject naturally, without tension.
Now let's talk about surprise planning language.
People love talking about surprises.
You might hear someone say, I'm planning a surprise for my partner.
That builds excitement.
Another common phrase is, don't tell them, but I'm secretly planning something special.
That creates a sense of fun and mystery.
It invites the listener into the excitement.
People also say, "I hope they like what I planned."
That shows a little nervousness.
It also shows vulnerability.
Most people just want to make their partner happy.
And those feelings are very human.
Everyone can relate to wanting their effort to be appreciated.
After Valentine's Day, people usually share the results.
They talk about how everything went.
Some people say the surprise went perfectly.
Or they were so surprised.
These are happy success stories.
People enjoy sharing positive experiences.
But sometimes things don't go as planned.
And some people admit that honestly.
They might laugh and say, "Well, it didn't exactly work out."
Often they tell the story with humor.
Even small mistakes can become funny memories later.
Now let's talk about money.
Yes, spending on Valentine's Day is a real topic of conversation.
Budget discussions are very common.
People talk about money more openly than you might expect.
Some people say, I'm trying to keep costs down this year.
That means they want to celebrate, but in a simple and affordable way.
Others might say, we agreed not to exchange expensive gifts.
That shows communication and shared decision-making.
And it removes financial pressure.
Because at the end of the day, Valentine's Day is not about how much you spend.
It's about how you communicate and express appreciation.
When someone says, "I'm trying to keep costs down this year," it sounds practical and responsible.
Yes, it shows maturity. It means they want to celebrate, but they also care about financial balance.
Other couples might say, "We set a budget for gifts."
That sentence shows planning and agreement.
It also shows healthy communication in a relationship.
This kind of approach is becoming more common.
Many people consider it sensible and realistic.
Some people admit, I went a little overboard this year.
That's usually said with a smile.
There may be a little embarrassment in their voice.
But sometimes there's also a bit of pride.
Others might say, we're doing something free instead of an expensive dinner.
That sounds creative and budget-friendly.
And, very often, simple plans feel more meaningful.
Money conversations happen quite a lot around Valentine's Day.
Native speakers are generally comfortable talking about money in this context.
It feels normal.
It feels human.
Now, let's quickly review everything we discussed today.
These are the key patterns to remember.
When talking about plans, people often ask, "Do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?"
Natural answers include, we haven't figured it out yet.
Or, "We're keeping it simple this year."
All of these responses sound relaxed and natural.
When talking about gifts, someone might ask, "What did you get for your partner?"
You can answer, I got them something special.
Or, "We agreed not to do gifts this year."
Both answers are completely normal and socially acceptable.
When expressing feelings, keep your language simple.
Say things like, you mean a lot to me.
Or, "I really appreciate you."
Or simply, you make me happy.
Simple language sounds more genuine.
Simple beats dramatic every time.
For single people, there are many confident options.
You can say, it's just another day for me.
Or, I'm treating myself this year.
Or, I'm hanging out with friends.
These answers are positive and empowering.
They show confidence and self-respect.
At work, keep things professional.
Be friendly, but don't overshare.
Short and simple answers work best.
And always respect personal boundaries.
If someone complains, you might hear phrases like, "It's so commercial,"
Or, it's overrated.
or even, "It's just another Hallmark holiday."
These opinions are common, and they're usually expressed casually.
If someone feels disappointed, respond with empathy.
You can say, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Or, "That sounds frustrating."
Or, maybe next year will be better.
These responses are kind and supportive.
And kindness always improves communication.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. You now have a complete guide to Valentine's Day English.
You've learned real expressions that native speakers actually use.
You understand the cultural context behind the holiday.
And, most importantly, you can now talk about Valentine's Day confidently and naturally.
Thank you so much for staying with us today.
Thank you for learning Valentine's Day English with us.
If this episode helped you, please click the like button.
Share it with other English learners who want to improve their real-life conversation skills.
And don't forget to subscribe to Talk Emma.
We share real English for real life.
Drop a comment below and tell us how Valentine's Day is celebrated in your country.
Your comments help everyone learn.
They help us build a strong and supportive learning community.
Valentine's Day conversations happen every February.
Practice these expressions regularly.
Use them in real conversations.
Talk with friends or language partners.
Listen for these phrases in movies and TV shows.
Notice how native speakers use tone and expression.
We'll see you next time on Talk Emma.
Until then, take care.
Keep practicing.
And keep growing your English confidence.
See you in the next episode.